Let me ask you something. When was your first hit? For most of us, it wasn't on the street, it wasn't in the club, it was right here in the kitchen. A sip of mom's coffee or that grown-up latte in high school, and boom, you were in. Listen, Linda, listen. Most people's first drug dealer wasn't standing on a street corner. It was standing right here in our household or standing behind the counter at a cute little shop. Their names? Tall, Grande, and Vente. Welcome to one of the top most legal drugs in America. Oh, and this one right here, that green little mermaid swimming around in profit, bucks, is right. She's getting you, your time, your attention, and your nervous system all on autopay. Caffeine is the third largest consumed legal drug in America, right behind sugar and alcohol. When did your relationship with caffeine really start? Was it that cold drink at the lunch cafeteria, the Red Bull before work, or that extra large sweet tea that you didn't even order because it just came with that combo? Listen, they got us from all angles. Sodas for the kids, energy drinks for the teens, and coffee for the grown-ups who never learned how to rest. Different brands, same trap. 'Cause now, everybody's drinking everything. Doesn't matter the age. So let's talk facts. Caffeine is a neuroactive alkaloid, and that's just a plant pesticide that kills insects from trying to eat it. Nature made caffeine as a defense, and we call it self-care. And every time you drink it, it blocks a messenger that tells your brain, hey, you're tired. But because we've blocked that message like it was Dutumbo in the paint, your brain fires off the stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, to give survival energy to keep you alert instead of giving you the rest your body really needs. And here's what research really shows. Moderate natural caffeine from real coffee or tea can sometimes support your brain function. But most caffeine that's made today is synthetic, made in labs from urea and chloroacetic acid, not plants. Now, you may have caught that I said urea, and as much as I want to tell you whatever to get you off the stuff, it's not urea as in urine. But it is a nitrogen-based compound used in fertilizers, labs, plastics, and some meds. Now, nitrogen-based compounds can generally be safe, but depending on how much, it can also be dangerous. Think of nitrogen compounds like this. If you're in the right place with the right amount, it can help you cook your food and keep you warm and cozy. But depending on the wrong place and the wrong amount, it can burn your whole house down. And on top of all that, there's a synthetic version that absorbs faster, spikes harder, and crashes sooner. It's in sodas, it's in energy drinks, pre-workouts, and even some hydration drinks. And it's no coincidence that the same companies who fund the health studies are the same ones selling you the product. They know the formula. High stress plus low sleep equals high profits. But I know you've probably tried to quit before, or at least cut back. Ever skip the coffee and feel foggy or cranky or even a little dizzy? That's withdrawal, and it's recognized as a legit neurological condition. Caffeine works on the same dopamine pathways as cocaine. So when you stop, your brain screams like you took away its favorite toy. And the crazy thing is, I used to be able to drink coffee and go right to sleep. If that's you too, guess what? It's not sleep, it's sedation. You're lying down, but your nervous system is still on guard. So let's take a deeper look to see what you're really craving. Most people ain't addicted to caffeine. Like so many foods, they're addicted to the comfort, the warmth, the ritual, the pause before the chaos. So before you sip, ask yourself, do I need caffeine or do I need care? Because feeding an emotion with a stimulant is like paying a credit card with another credit card. It might get you through the day, but it's still debt on the inside. I had a client once ask me, Doc, does it really matter? Because our brains stop growing after our 20s, right? And I gently said, that's like saying your phone stops updating. The brain can regenerate, can rewire, and it can repair, but it can also shrink from chronic stress, poor sleep, and constant overstimulation, all of which caffeine just accelerates. So if your balance is a little off and you get a little dizzy, your focus is fading, or your moods swing like it's a pendulum, don't just say, I'm getting older. Say, my nervous system needs attention. It needs peace. It needs calm. And here's an even darker side. Researchers can predict the rise of certain diseases based on long-term lifestyle patterns, including lack of sleep, including metabolic health, including stress load and diet. Why? Because caffeine affects the same systems tied to stress, tied to inflammation and insulin regulation. When generations live wired and tired, the body can't recover. So this ain't just about you. It's about your kids and their kids' kids. They inherit our behaviors before they inherit our genes. So do it for yourself, do it for your bloodline, and that's generational wealth, or as I call it, money savers. So I'm not gonna take away your caffeine all at once like I have with other food. We're gonna do a reboot plan that will give you 7 days to clarity. So days 1 and 2, I want you to cut your normal intake in half. So if you normally drink 2 cups of coffee, now it's just gonna be 1. On days 3 and 4, I want you to swap that other half for alkaline herbs like burdock root, yellow dock, sarsaparilla, elderberry, dandelion, and add a little red clover if you're a female. I'll put some recipes below, so don't worry. But remember, at this point in the program, sugar is out, so no adding any sweeteners to these recipes for now. On days 5 and 6, I want you to replace the herbal tea with warm key lime water or your green machine. I want you to really pay attention to what your body is truly asking for. Other clients have told me that they just wanted something warm. Before the program, they would automatically reach for coffee. But going through the program, they were fine with just something warm, like warm water, or addressing what their body was actually going through. And a lot of times, it was lack of love. Love does not have to come from an intimate partner. It can come from a family member or loving the hell out of yourself. That, my friend, is true self-care. Truth is, other people are going to disappoint you at some point. So depending on another person to give you love, when you haven't figured out how to truly love yourself all the time, no matter what, that is the first step. If you're single right now, I'm especially glad that you're here, because once you continue to change your mindset and changing your habits consistently, you're gonna need a bat to keep those other people off of you. And I'm not just talking about any man or any woman, I'm talking about good pickings. All right, number 7. Go caffeine free. So instead of reaching for a cup, I want you to take 3 alkalizing breaths at that particular moment. And of course, you're gonna continue your alkalizing breaths for the rest of the day as well. So that part never changes. So before you grab that next sip, I want you to pause. Inhale what you really need, which is peace. And exhale what you've been chasing, which is pressure. You don't need caffeine to wake up. You just need to stop sleeping on yourself. Keep waking up your mind and not just your body.